The Joker infamous Clown Prince of Chaos is confirmed not only to appear in Suicide Squad to kill the Justice League, but it's also he'll be a playable character. Announced in the third and final developer diary. I don't think it's the final. I think they're going to have developer diaries throughout the year as well, once a month. That's what I got from it. Series of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Rocksteady Studios revealed that post-launch content plans for upcoming game ahead of the release date. The studio detailed a roadmap of the first season of DLC, which will also be released sometime in March. Okay. Now, some additional content can I just say, before I even read on, their first DLC is literally 1 month after. Now, it could be the tail end, so technically 2 months, because the game comes out on February 2nd. Maybe it comes out on March 30th. But the fact that they're coming out 1 month after, and if they do that, it sets the tone for the rest of them that are coming out, I think is pretty big, which Marvel's missed out on. Okay. Some additional content in the season 1 includes new boss fights, enemy variants, new playable environments based on Joker, and 2 episodes with activities, missions, and strongholds to partake. Now, 3 additional season Suicide Squad Kill the Justice Leagues are planned according to Rocksteady. Each season will introduce a new playable character and 1 new playable environment, amongst other such things as new weapons and activities. We talked about this yesterday a little bit. This is pretty beefy. Now, obviously, I'm going to take assumptions here just a little bit. Now, I'm not going too far, but down here, it does say weapons, themed gear sets, activities, and mid-season updates, right? So all of this that you see here, so I would assume, I'm not going to say it's even, but obviously we're going to get, it just says more boss fights. Now, it could be all 4 of the heroes, like Batman variant, Flash variant type of stuff. It could be a new variant. Maybe they put Aquaman in one of the other seasons. Who knows, okay? But you're going to get boss fights. You're going to get new playable character. You're going to get more activities. You're going to get at least 3 weapons, 2 to 3 weapons, right? In each of these things, okay? You're going to get a new playable environment, and none of this leaves. None of this leaves, okay? And this is the big part, right? None of the stuff, if you miss, okay, just like No Man's Sky or anything like that, like all that content they put in the game is there. So if you come in 6 months down the line, you have all that stuff over there. Okay, none of this leaves. Now, they haven't talked about the battle pass. Okay, the battle passes, I would assume, again, a lot of assuming here, but I hope they do the Halo route and not the gotta buy it now, otherwise it's gone, like FOMO. Okay, it seems everything they've said so far about this game, it seems pretty good on what they want, trying to open it up. They got like a friendly leaderboard type of thing. People defended the leaderboard in Diablo. They said this is why people come back and play the leaderboard, to go up against other people. You're gonna get that with Suicide Squads, with the leaderboards of missions and dailies and weeklies and boss fights and stuff like that. You're going to be able to come back and do more boss fights every time, right? Not only are you, again, we don't know if we can grind Superman and Flash and Batman after the story, or if you're going up against these variants, if you're going into these worlds and different variants and fighting them to get that reward. The Bane reward, like the Bane gear set, is in season 0. And then if they have let's say a Two-Face gear set in the next one, or Bizarro, or Scarecrow. I'm making these up because I don't know if these are actual things, but you'll never lose those, okay? So if you come in 6 months later and you want to go play the first season, you can go play the first season. You can go play the second season. You can go play the third season if you come in later at a later date, okay? And these episodes were Two-Face and Scarecrow. These are the story-related items, okay? Now, a lot of people out there, okay? A lot of other content creators are jumping on this bandwagon, talk about this game, but they really know nothing about this game. They're talking about it because it's the hottest, latest thing to do, and it gets clicks on your channel. But when they start talking about this game, they don't know what they're talking about because they didn't watch all the stuff, right? They just kept an ear out for it because that's what they do, okay? And they get the most views because they're the bigger channel, but yet they don't know. And they're upset about certain things that makes no sense because you can tell they don't play looter shooters, okay? I have a total between Destiny 1 and 2, I have 3,000 hours. There's some of you out there that have like 6,000, 9,000, 10,000 hours, and you're much more proficient. But I have 3,000 hours in Destiny. I have like 2,000 hours in Division. I have hundreds of hours in other looter shooters. I have 1,100 hours in Marvel's Avengers. So I know how looter shooters work and feel. Borderlands, I have like 2,000 hours, okay? These other people don't like looter shooters, but yet they have channels that they're talking about looter shooters and then tell you that the game is bad or the microtransactions and all this other stuff, instead of just talking about what the game is. And what the game is, if you saw that gameplay footage yesterday of Joker, that looks like a blast, man. Just remember in the very beginning of this whole stream, I talked about how Pal World is just a fun time to get away from the actual real life and just have fun in a video game, right? And don't get me wrong, there are monetization practices that are bad in the industry, but there's also games that are good and they actually have a decent monetization where all of this stuff is free content coming to you. You don't have to purchase it. But the negative of this, okay, The negative part of this is that they're like, well, they're just making you come back because they need you to play. But yet they've actually said out loud, you don't have to play and continue playing this game, but if you want to, you can, right? You can put this game down after the story and then come back 6 months later and then play the story. We're not taking anything away from you. You can come back and play the story whenever you want. Other people out there that are much bigger than I am, okay, that have a much bigger following than me, okay, that have literally almost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that watch them say that this game is bad because they don't play looter shooters. I watch certain content creators because they play certain games. If I want to know about MMOs, right, I'm going to go to an MMO channel that plays MMOs that has hundreds, if not thousands of hours in those games over the years, okay? I'm not going to go to a big streamer to listen to them talk about a game because that's what's giving them clicks this week. I would like to go find someone that actually knows what they're talking about and actually listens and doesn't just make up the shit, okay? So that's my thing. It's a little pet peeve of mine, right? Like, I don't talk about JRPGs. You know why? I don't know shit about it. I don't know shit about it. And if Final Fantasy comes up, I might have an article that we read about it, but I'm not talking about it like I know what I'm talking about because that would just make me look like an idiot because you could smell the bullshit, okay? I know looter shooter, okay? I know looter shooter. I know if a good game feels good or not. People don't like Marvel's Avengers because it wasn't that, but it was a fun game. It was a good game. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you who specifically I'm talking about. In general, there's plenty of other content creators and you'll know who they are, Jones, because they don't play looter shooters. Okay. They don't play looter shooters, but yet they coverage it and then tell you wrong information because of their bias against looter shooters or live service content. Right. So I'm excited, not because I'm a shill or anything like that. I'm excited because I've said this and I stick by my morals and what I believe in. Right? I like Destiny. I like Division, but I didn't know those games when I first got them. They just looked cool. But there's no backstory, right? Like the character that you make in Division is your character, okay? The character you make in Destiny is your character. In this type of game, or Marvel's type of game, it's a brand that's been around for 80 to 100 years. You've read the comics, you've seen the animated films, you've watched the movies. You have a backstory of these characters. Now, this is a double-edged sword here, because the double-edged sword is people are giving shit now because the Joker doesn't look at the thing that they thought it was going to look like, okay? The Joker, let me bring it up. Let me bring up the actual, okay? Let me bring up the footage yesterday, or the video. What was it? Dev Insider 3? Where was Joker? He's like right about here. All right, when you look at the Joker gameplay, it looks sick as shit, okay? The gameplay movement and everything that he's doing, it's phenomenal. Looks fantastic. Everyone's like, I don't like the umbrella. I don't like the umbrella. I don't like the way he looks. This is not Jack Nicholson. This is not Heath Ledger. This is not the Joker of Mark Hamill. No shit. They literally said it, that it's a different Joker. And they actually told you in the diary here what type of Joker this is. This is a Joker from a different dimension that is not the Joker that you know, because he's not a crime syndicate boss yet, right? He's not a big bad baddie. He's a young Joker just starting out, part of the Suicide Squad over there, and he's not known for what it is, okay? So a lot of people are pissed off because the Joker doesn't look good, and they're upset. Or the umbrella that he's using looks bad. It looks like the Jared Leto version of Joker. A little bit. I like the way they started this, right? And here's the thing, with comic book games, it's okay not to do what they did in the comic book. This is their own take on the series, right? Like, Rocksteady made the Arkham series, and it was their vision of what they looked like in that series, and now they're doing it again with this game, right? Watch this gameplay. Look, if you look at Joker's gameplay as he's flipping up in the air, look at this, sliding and jumping, right? What they're gonna tell you is that's a Fortnite glider, and the umbrella looks like shit. This is the nitpickingness people are gonna go with instead of looking at the fluidity of the actual gameplay. Look at this, right? If you're a person that hates this game's not for you, and if it's not for you, then don't cover it. It's that simple. It's that simple. There's plenty of games out there for you to talk information on that you know about. So stop doing a disservice to your viewers and stop doing a disservice to the people because you're not interested in that. So don't talk about it. Don't tell me what not to do. Yeah. I think it looks great. Now, what I'm worried about with this game is the cadence, right? I'm worried about the cadence because I didn't set the cadence. They're setting the cadence, right? I'm worried about the cadence, and I'm worried about the funding afterward, because you know me, I hate that they said that the content is free. I would rather pay the DLC to get the Joker area and whatnot and play as I go. But they're doing it for free, which means it's all left up to people buying cosmetics. This lives or dies based on the content they bring in to keep people interested. It also lives or dies on the amount of money people spend in the cosmetic store to bring it. And if they don't make enough money, then we just get this season 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it just dies off, and it goes into the sunset, and you just enjoy the game as you have it. I would really like this game to last longer, okay? Because if it's a good game, but because they pigeonhole themselves to microtransactions of cosmetics, they got to figure out ways to make money. So then the cosmetics have to be $10, $15, $20. Now, I don't know if this is what it is, okay? But if they're not charging for anything, like if you don't spend the money, they get their initial influx of cash when they sell the game. And then if it doesn't do well, well, then it just goes away, okay? It just goes away. And that's my fear of this game. Because if they don't make enough money in the microtransaction store after the initial investment that people buy the game, then it starts to get less and less and less. But hopefully they have enough in the pipeline to keep it going for at least 2 years, okay? But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of Suicide Squad? What do you think of the Joker? What do you think of looter shooters in general? Let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what we do here, make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching.